Well, there is no feeling quite like the excitement and anticipation that surrounds the arrival of your first child.
But even if mom and dad do everything right, things don't always go according to plan. Matt Chambers brings us a story of heartache, happiness, and a very special hospital.
I had a wonderful pregnancy. Her ultrasound was normal. She was growing at normal rates. All the measurements completely normal. Genetic tests were fine.
Sarah and Clay were ecstatic, as any first-time parents would be when they found out they were expecting. They didn't even find out the gender of their upcoming bundle of joy. Well, when Ellis came into the world, her gender wasn't the only surprise she had for her family.
The room gets very quiet and everyone, you know, kind of hush hush, and how do we tell her? Did she know? Did she not know? The nurse practitioner brought her over and said, you know, looks like she has a deformed right hand.
Sarah is a labor and delivery nurse. She's been on the other side, delivering tragic news to new parents. But when it happened to her,
it was life-changing and terrifying. You fantasize for 9 months about what your baby's life is going to be like and all the wonderful things they're going to do, and never once do you think, I'm going to come to Shriners in St. Louis and we're going to have surgery at 6 months old.
Ellis has a rare condition, amniotic band syndrome. Strands of the amniotic sac separate and entangle the baby's fingers, toes, sometimes entire limbs.
Some kids actually have bands that create these indentations or finger loss. In the extreme cases, every once in a while they'll actually do fetal surgery to release some of the bands because of the potential risk of loss of a limb.
Because these bands and their effects can be very difficult to spot on an ultrasound, the parents often do not know about the condition until the moment of birth.
Shriners was very quickly on our radar. Our very first visit, we met with a nurse, an occupational therapist, Dr. Wall herself, the pre-op and the post-op care team. And that was just our very first visit. From start to finish, they just know how to take care of your heart, you know? And that's priceless for a mama.
Dr. Lindley Wall oversees Ellis's care.
You can see she has a very good small finger over this side. She's missing her ring finger here, but she has a middle and index finger. When she came in, her thumb was still attached to her index finger. And so what we wanted to do was to get that released so that as her hand grows, they wouldn't be held together. And it also gave her a thumb to hopefully start using. Over time, what we'll do is we'll open that space up. Sometimes it helps to even make thumbs or fingers longer to help them function, but we'll just have to see as her hand gets bigger what she needs.
Baby Ellie's prognosis is promising.
She's gonna do fantastic. She's adorable, she's very interactive, she is meeting her milestones, so she's gonna do great.
But Sarah knows, without Shriners, Ellis's future might not be so bright.
Without Shriners, we wouldn't have a lot of the opportunities that we now have for her. That overwhelming joy is just every day because of the gift of Shriners. If it is in your heart to give,